It started with a roar. Auburn unleashed an offensive onslaught, 10 runs to set the tone in the opener. But then Arkansas answered. In game 2, it was Ryder Helfrich blasting a go-ahead rocket to square the series. So now the stage is set. Desperation in the air. The series on the line. Let the rubber match begin. A brief 15-minute lightning delay? Well, that only builds the anticipation for this rubber match. Arkansas and Auburn will decide the series this afternoon from Plainsman Park, a game that will loom large come Selection Monday in less than a couple of months. Alongside former pitcher Mark Fuller, I'm Wiley Ballard. Thrilled to have you with us. And Mark, when you look at last night's game, it really sets the stage for what should be a great rubber game this afternoon.
Yeah, yesterday was dominant. We saw as good a pitching as anywhere in the country. Power arms on the Arkansas side, great command and control on the Auburn side. I think we'll see it again today.
Yeah, if you missed it last night, let's take a look back at some of the highlights. And like you said, it began with a pitcher's duel. It was Jake Marciano going for Auburn. Meanwhile, for Arkansas, Hunter Dietz, and they each went 7 innings.
They did. They pitched great. There was 2 mistakes for Auburn, and both of them went out of the park. And we'll show you here. There's one on a hanging changeup by Jake Marciano. And then a fastball up and away late in the game. But this guy's a warrior. See the emotions. Catcher, leader, fired up, got the win, got 2 big hits for the Razorbacks.
So Arkansas looking for their 3rd SEC Series win of the year, which might surprise you. They're 5-6 in league play, but meanwhile, Auburn looking for their first series win over the Razorbacks since 2017. And for Auburn, they're going to lean upon a sophomore righty, Alex Petrovic. And Mark, he's taken on a large load, not just from a pitching standpoint, but also in leadership.
He has. Young guy. He is one of the team captains. Wiley, he's unique because he can run it up there 94, 95, but will probably throw as many off-speed sliders and changeups as he does fastballs. He pitches backward a little bit. It's not a negative. Just the way he pitches, he's pretty good at it. Doesn't walk guys. You see the numbers there. The walks, Auburn is #1 in the nation in fewest walks per night in the nation, not just the SEC. And he's one of those guys that just throws strikes.
So look at the Arkansas lineup. As we mentioned, they've struggled to find the timely hits so far this weekend. But Ryder Helfrich, what a performance. 3 homers in this series alone. He'll be in the 2 spot again with Nolan Souza leading off. And away we go. And you'll notice we've got our high home camera. It's a bouncer to the left side. Guevara handles it. 1 pitch and 1 out. We are with a high home camera currently because we had a lightning strike recently, which prevents our cameramen from being at their positions due to ESPN protocol. However, the SEC with a similar rule for student athletes, but there was a decision made by the NCAA and the SEC, judging by the radar, that they gave them the green light to continue as that cell is moving away from Plainsman Park. But again, we will have our normal cameras back and operational here shortly.
So we'll be your eyes for a little bit. First pitch fastball there by Petrovic. Ground ball to almost the same start we had yesterday with Jake on the mound for Auburn. Ground ball, third base, 1 pitch, 1 out.
And the first pitch to Ryder Helfrich, ball 1. So again, apologies for not the premium camera work, but we'll make up for it once we get the go-ahead from ESPN.
Jake Marciano threw 6 pitches yesterday in the first inning. Auburn and Arkansas would love to have that kind of output in their first inning as well. And so far, 3 pitches and 2 outs for Auburn.
And Cade Ballou, his first action of the series, makes the play out in right field.
Petrovic is unique. Like I said, he can run it up there. You'll see him bump some 94s. He will climb the ladder with a 4-seam fastball. He'll elevate the fastball with 2 strikes. Very good at that. Now, so far, it's 3 pitches, 3 fastballs at 93, but he does a great job of mixing the 2 off-speed pitches.
And now Camden Kojal. Kojal 1 for 9 so far in the series, the junior out of Omaha. Entered this weekend top 10 in the SEC in both hits and RBI, but it has been quiet. And he drives one high and deep to right center. Carter gathering underneath it, squares up, reels it in, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Alex Petrovic.
5 pitches.
Razorbacks take the field. Tigers to the batter's box. Saturday afternoon from Plainsman Park, Arkansas and Auburn, a rubber game. Auburn winning game 1 of the series 10-2. Thursday night, Arkansas, a late rally, winning 3-2 last night. Let's take a look at the Auburn lineup. This is a group that's starting to find its footing a little bit for the Tigers and hitting well over 350 with runners in scoring position in this series. A couple of changes at the bottom with Todd Clay and Cade Ballou. And in the 8th and 9th spots for Auburn. And on the mound for Arkansas, that will be Colin Fisher, the junior lefty. And he's another arm for Arkansas, Mark, that's trying to bounce back after a couple of rough outings.
Well, they produce big, powerful lefties. Another 235-pound lefty. We saw 2 of them yesterday. Another one was going to be fastballs in the mid-90s, breaking ball. He's been better out of conference, Wally, than in conference. Those numbers look pretty good right there. But in conference is an 8 ERA. So Auburn, hopefully, is hoping they will get on a score. Some in Arkansas hoping he can be consistent. He does throw strikes. You see right there, not many walks. So Arkansas just needs him to be consistent. And again, 5 innings, he's done his job.
Had a chance to catch up with Arkansas head coach Dave Van Horn before the game and ask him about Colin Fisher. And Mark, I think it's a prime example of the difference between control and command. He hasn't had issues with walks, but he has had issues leaving a few too many balls over the heart of the plate.
Yeah, and the hits per innings aren't bad, but he had a complete game against Xavier, so a lot of his innings have come against not SEC. Probably good teams, but not SEC good, right? There's a difference. He will mix the breaking ball a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of change-ups from Arkansas. Of course, the guys yesterday, Dietz and McElwain, throwing 95. They were breaking ball guys, but more of a change-up look here from Fisher.
And Bristol Carter leads off for Auburn. He takes outside at 92, ball 1. And again, it bears repeating. The reason we do not have access to our full camera allotment right now is there was lightning in the area. The SEC and the NCAA approved the start of the game, but our protocols require another 20 to 30 minutes or so before we can return to our normal coverage, what you come to expect here on SEC Network. And fine play there by Reese Robinette, 1 down.
While I went to work on the term rubber game, I've said it for 40 years, had no idea what it meant, and my friend Chat, GPT, got together, and here's what I got for you. The origin isn't 100% certain. Likely comes from Old English games where a rubber meant a match-deciding contest. There you go.
I think that's the answer.
So no idea where it came from. That's a good breaking ball there for Fisher, strike 1. So you got terms like the bullpen, right? You got rubber match, all these terms in baseball, and nobody knows where they came from. The bullpen's a little easier than rubber match is. Do you know that one?
Yeah, tell me.
Are you on that one?
No.
Well, as it goes, back in the day, farmers brought their cows to the games, and they would tie them up in the bullpen.
There it is.
That's where it all started. It was down the line, and they were sitting in an area, as we do have a baseball game going here, they were sitting in an area off to the left. You tie your bull up to the fence, you go play the game, and now we have bullpen. There you go. 2-1 to Chris Rember. In case you're in a trivia match out in Phoenix tomorrow night over wings and Sweet Tea, you'll know the answer.
Well, I'll tell you, I know exactly who I'm calling on one phone call.
Please do.
So 3-1 here on Chris Rember. And he bounces one up the middle, charging in Kojal. His throw in time. A couple of ground outs for Colin Fisher to get things going here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and been very impressed with Kojal at shortstop. He's done a really good job. Camden Kojal, that is. He's really probably not the prototypical shortstop. He's not your 6'2" long, lanky guy, built more like a second baseman. But his feet, his hands, he and Guevara are similar. Same number, by the way. They're similar. Guevara can play short very well, plays third because he fits there better. But he's done a great job for Arkansas 3 games in a row. Just had 2 errors yesterday from both, 1 each for both teams. Good, clean baseball.
And Chase Freilich takes down an away ball 1. One of 3 left-handed hitters going against Colin Fisher in the Auburn lineup. Freilich seemed a little frustrated last night by some of those calls behind home plate. He's 1 for 8 in this series thus far.
Tell you, it's just so rare to see the lefties that Arkansas runs out there. Now, they are developing them, but they're signing these guys out of high school. And by the way, all 3 guys, McElwain, right here, Fisher, and then yesterday with Dietz, all high school recruited, not portal guys. You don't get these kind of arms a lot in college baseball because they get drafted.
As Freilich shoots one high in the air out to center, New is there. He's got it.
How about that?
And it's a perfect bottom of the first for Colin Fisher.
14
Away we
pitches,
go.
baby.
A muggy 82 degrees on this Saturday afternoon in East Alabama. Arkansas and Auburn are scoreless, alongside Mark Fuller and Wiley Ballard. And here's a look at the Auburn pitching staff this year. These are ranks across Division I, best strikeout to walk in the country.
Yeah, and you talk about yesterday, Marciano, first inning, 6 pitches. Petrovic comes out and says, hey, anything you can do, I can do better, 5 pitches. And that's what they've done all year. They are in the strike zone, and while they do it with all their pitches, it's not just fastballs. It's amazing the development of the Auburn pitching staff under Everett Tiefert. The last 3 years, his 3rd year here, first year was kind of a disaster. He got his feet under him, and now they are dominant with what they can do in the strike zone. They pitch in, they pitch out, they mix their off speed.
Big cut from Carter Rutenbar, who's been one of the tougher ones to solve in the Arkansas lineup. If you're Everett Tiefert, Auburn's pitching coach, he is 4 for 9 in the series, a couple of doubles, starting his 7th consecutive game. And he shoots one on the ground. Diving effort by McCrane. He's up, but his throw will be way late. Another base hit for Carter Rutenbar. He has been an igniter for the Razorbacks.
Well, I was surprised Auburn was shifted as far as they were, because he's done that. You and I have seen him do that twice. Yesterday, now today, the opposite field, inside out. Takes a fastball inside out and just shoots it to the 6th hole. And Auburn, that was pretty routine spacing if you're set just right. You see where McCrane is, way up the middle. And that ball was the routine ground ball if you're playing straight. The scouting report is smarter than me, but I was a little surprised they were shifted that far.
And now Micah New. New 1 for 7 so far in the series.
This is a huge series, Wiley. My gut feeling is one of these two teams is going to be in Omaha. The pitching is that good. The athletes are that good. This is one of those series where somebody goes home 5-7, somebody's 6-6. And this whole season in the SEC, I don't think a lot of coaches would admit it, I'll say it for them, is to get to 15. If you get to 15, which, oh gosh, 500, yeah. 500 in this league, you're hosting probably round 1. If you're 16 wins, you're probably hosting nationally all the way through to Omaha. So each win, just trying to get to 15. Get there first, right? Then you can go after 16, 17, and 20 if you want to.
New butts through that one.
He fouled it, sure did.
Well, Mark, to your point, I mean, a game like today, it tends to be a separator. Should Auburn and Arkansas be, whether it's battling for a host spot or a 2 or a 3 seed or any of those things, when you have this head-to-head matchup, this can carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, and Razorback fans and Auburn fans don't want to think about 500 as being acceptable. I understand that. But it is real in this league. It's just how good this league is.
1-2. Did he go? No.
Really good changeup, and that's what he'll do. He's one of the few right-handed pitchers, is Petrovic, that can turn the changeup over to right-handed hitters and not get burned. A lot of times that thing ends up down and in, and it gets smoked. That time, and all season, he's able to throw the right-on-right changeup pretty effectively, and a really good take by New.
Rutenbar out there at first without a stolen base yet this year. We've seen Auburn run a fair amount in this series. They went 3 for 4 last night alone. Meanwhile, Arkansas, they have not run as much. And
really, Dave Van Horn teams really have not run in the past. We talked about it last night. Foul ball there on the hands. While Arkansas has been so good at the 3-run home run. And when you can do that, you don't want to run yourself out of innings. This team's hit 48 home runs now. They can do the same thing. And he's always relied on that, and it's worked pretty well for him.
You also mix in Damian Ruiz, one of their outfielders, currently out with a knee injury for about the next month or so. He's their leader in stolen bases with 8. Still 2-2 here on Micah New.
They've got a couple of very important offensive pieces that are out. There's the changeup and a great take by New. I thought Petrovic might elevate the fastball. He's pretty good at taking 94 above the hands. Went back to the changeup, and New with 2 really good takes. Hey, we saw the best take of the season last night with Helfrich. Took an 85-mile-an-hour slider and hit the game-winning home run the next pitch on a fastball.
And ball 4. So a single and a walk, and that matches last night's combined walk total. Oddly enough, it was Micah New who walked in his first at bat. That was the only walk of the game. He does the same thing here this afternoon.
Auburn did not bump their pitchers up, so we're on a short week because of the Thursday, Friday, Saturday with Easter tomorrow. Most of the teams are off. So what Auburn did was they put Andres Alvarez in the rotation on Thursday. Then they went with their normal Marciano, and today could have been either Jackson Sanders or Alex Petrovic. They chose Petrovic, so Sanders is down there. He's got starter arm strength, innings pitch. He's ready to go if they need him.
Yeah, I would say unless things truly go off script, you'd expect Sanders to be the first one out of the bullpen.
Yeah, as the later it gets, probably not. But yes, between now and about the 6th inning, you're right, Wiley, probably so.
So Arkansas with 2 on and nobody out here in the top of the 2nd. And a ground ball ripped through the right side for a base hit. Rutenbar gets a stop sign at 3rd, and the bases are loaded for the Razorbacks with nobody out here in the 2nd.
Got an elevated fastball, did Robinette, and he got it. Got the barrel to it, hit it through the hole. So a good start for Arkansas. They didn't have a good start Thursday or yesterday despite winning. This is a good start for them offensively now here in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded. Kind of a similar show to yesterday with Jake Marciano. 6 pitches in the 1st and then 30 in the 2nd. And now Petrovic goes out and throws 5, and now he's in trouble here in the 2nd.
So bases loaded here for Zach Stewart. A couple of hits so far in this series for Stewart. And a wave and a miss. And if you're just joining us, you can see there on our scorebook, limited coverage due to lightning in the area. The SEC and the NCAA got together. They approved the start of this game as the cell was moving away from the ballpark. So some common sense there from both bodies. Swing and a miss, 0-2. We expect to have our cameras back up and ready to go in about 10 minutes or so.
Here's the thing to know if you're a young pitcher. You're never as far away as you think you are. If Petrovic can get one more swing and a miss, then he's 1 pitch away from a ground ball and the inning being over.
A good block there by Freilich.
It's 3 consecutive changeups there to Stewart, and why not? He had good swings, but he missed them, so why not throw it 3 times in a row? Now, Chase Freilich's got a decision to make as he thinks about what is a strength of Alex Petrovic here with an 0-2 count after 3 consecutive changeups. Personally, for me, Wiley, I love it when he elevates, and this is a good time to do it after 3 off-speed pitches. Yep.
Strike 3, inside corner. Alex Petrovic locks up Zach Stewart, his first strikeout, and the first out here in the 2nd.
Shows you how smart Chase Freilich is. I was kind of thinking along with him. It wasn't elevated, but it was in, and it was really in good on the black and a tough pitch. Great pitch.
And now Kuhio Aloy going to try and get one at least to the outfield and give Arkansas the game's first run. Although for what it's worth, Mark, now 6 consecutive games that Auburn has played, the team that has scored first has lost.
Yes, has lost. Okay, let's don't score first here. Let's just wait. Let's make 2 outs here if you're Arkansas.
Aloy with a vicious cut. 1-1.
He's not out of it. He's got a long way to go, does Alex Petrovic, but there's no panic. He hadn't changed his rhythm. Still throwing his pitches right there. The fastball was up in a 1-0 count. Doesn't get a lot of ground balls because he's a 4-seam guy, but he could sure use one here.
And for Aloy, he was all SEC last year. He drove in 70 runs in just over 60 games for Arkansas last year, but he also led the team in strikeouts. There's some swing and miss in his game. Petrovic trying to capitalize. Aloy ahead in the count.
Well,
3-1.
So far this year, Wiley, 26 strikeouts, only 5 walks. So it's one of those obvious situations for Alex Petrovic. Hey, we don't walk this guy. I know that. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to fall behind 3-1. He's trying to make good pitches, but Aloy's going to get something here in the middle. He's going to get a good pitch no matter what it is, off-speed wise or fastball, but he should get a good pitch to hit.
And he fouls it straight back. 3-2. Fastball at 92 from Petrovic.
Isn't it funny how we saw a quick first inning yesterday from Jake Marciano and a quick one today, and the same thing. Now he's at 26 pitches total, so now 21 pitches this inning. Same exact scenario as yesterday afternoon.
Payoff to Aloy. Swing, and the bat goes flying. The ball is in play. It's out to McCrane, who's got one play. He makes it to first. It's an RBI for Aloy. Arkansas is on the board.
Couldn't tell if the bat broke, Wiley, or just come out of his hands. No, it came out of his hands. He got jammed really bad. But you know what? Good for Arkansas. got enough to get the run home. Instead of leaving this inning with nothing, they got one, which may be good or bad in terms of what you said about the series. The teams scoring first have not won.
And now with New at third, Robinette at second. Here's Christian Turner, the freshman, looking for his first hit of the weekend. He takes high, ball one.
Boy, would he love to do it here. Been a tough weekend for him, but it's the great thing about baseball, and Coach Thompson always says that you get another chance quickly. Football, basketball, you got to wait a few days. In this game, right back out there again. So if Turner can shoot one through somewhere, he's going to get 2 RBIs and be off to a good start.
And a liner into center field. New scores. Robinette dashing home. He'll slide in safely. It's a 2-out, 2-run knock for Christian Turner. And Arkansas leads 3-0.
Just really big for Christian Turner. 2 outs. Big time at bat in the second inning. Just shot the ball right back up the middle. Auburn was shifted there, but they hit it right where they weren't. What a great at bat for him. 2-out RBIs. That'll win a bunch of games for you. Wiley, don't let this Arkansas offense get hot. If they do, it'll be a tough road for the next 6 weeks for the SEC teams, because the way they pitch, if they start swinging the bats and get going and get some confidence, ooh, look out.
Well, in the first 2 games of this series combined, Mark, Arkansas had 3 hits with runners in scoring position. They've had 2 in this inning alone. And how does that affect the lineup when you know that's been a problem and you have some success early?
Well, I think hitting is contagious, right? And not hitting is contagious. So right now they're kind of on the contagious side of hitting, and Helfrich on deck. You do not want him, if you're Auburn, to come up again with more guys on base.
Nolan Souza tries to drop down a bunt. That'll roll foul.
He saw the shift. Guevara shifted way over. I love that. I just think you maybe try to be too fine sometimes. When the defense has shifted that far, just get the thing on the grass and you got a chance to get a base hit. Souza's a good runner, and I think it's a good shot trying to get on base. Because of who's on deck.
Yes.
Get him up. We want Ryder Helfrich at the plate every chance we can get.
A strike count on Souza.
They just can't say how big that base hit was by Turner. This crowd was in it with 2 outs and 1 run in, and they just went flat.
Now 25 pitches in the inning.
It's crazy. Same exact scenario yesterday, except Arkansas's gotten 3 runs here. They got none yesterday.
0-2. And there goes Turner as the pitch is fouled back.
And the at-bats so far today, I know we're only inning and 2/3 in, but the at-bats are totally different. The at-bats have some energy, fouling some balls off. It's just amazing how that rhythm, and there's sometimes, Wiley, as a coach, there's nothing you can do, which is why we heard Coach say yesterday when we interviewed him, he said, we just got to hang in there. Coach Van Horn said, just got to hang in there and keep grinding, and they did. And now all of a sudden the wheels have turned a little bit for them.
Petrovic checks on Turner at first. 3 RBI from the 8 and 9 hole here in this second inning.
Awesome.
And Christian Turner, like you said, hasn't been a great weekend for him offensively. He's been pressed into duty because of the injury to Damian Ruiz last week. Big hit.
Great at bat by Souza. And just like that, it's a great weekend for the kid, right? Wasn't going so well. Went to bed last night thinking, hey, we got to win, but I didn't swing the bat great. Shows up here first at bat. Hey, it's a good weekend. That's the beauty of baseball. What the last 6, 7, 8 at bats happen, they don't matter. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do in the moment?
As you can tell, we've got our cameramen back in their positions. Thanks, fellas. 0-2. Swing and a miss. So Souza's down on strikes, but Arkansas with some clutch 2-out RBI from Christian Turner. They lead 3-0. Coach Butch Thompson in his 11th season here on the Plains and his 25th in SEC baseball. And I had a chance to catch up with Coach Thompson before the game, Mark, and he mentioned that in his 25 years of all the seasons that have had quote-unquote happy endings, whether it be a conference championship, a World Series appearance, there's been parts in the middle that haven't been so happy. And that tells you a lot about what the grind of this game is, especially in this league, that there's going to be rough patches. There's no 15-0 national championship in college baseball. No,
and it's not a profession most people want to step into because it does. It keeps you awake at night. Your stomach constantly grinds. You're on the road, you're gone, and you're not away from home. So it's only for the few, and he's one of those few that's really good at it. He's built for it. He earned his way there, started in the middle of nowhere at Jefferson State Community College 35 years ago with nothing but himself as a staff, and he's built his way up, and here it is. Done a great job with this program, got him going the right direction.
And with Eric Guevara at the plate, I asked him, you look at Eric's numbers this series, that tells you what it's been like the last couple of days for the Auburn third baseman. And Coach Thompson said, look, he had 6 or 7 hard lineouts last week, and he's getting rewarded for that now.
He's a good hitter. He's from Panama, came to an academy over in Georgia, and he's just a hit. The term I heard in pro ball when I played was hitters hit. So if you're worrying too much or trying to tinker and mess around too much, the question might be, are you a hitter? This guy's a hitter. It's going to be hard to get him there.
Tough play, and that pulls Rutenbar off the bat. Good effort from Fisher, but Auburn has got another leadoff man, and guess what? Eric Guevara reaches again.
And Fisher only had one shot to spin and throw, and just a little high, but a really good throw. And, man, you're right. Like let's talk about hitting. When everything's going your way, it's going your way. I mean, that ball right there finds a hole, and Guevara continues his streak. But he's a good hitter. He's not a lucky hitter. He can just hit.
And in some ways, that's the most important thing to have in between your ears, right, is the belief that, I can hit.
It is, and it's just the hitters are just born, Wally. It's hard. You can develop it to a certain degree, but they're just kind of born.
Inside ball 1 on Ethan Bingaman.
So big for a pitcher when your offense gives you 3 runs. It's so big for Colin Fisher to come out here now and get out there and throw strikes and show your team, hey, guys, thank you, I got you, let's go. And good pickoff move, real good pickoff move.
And the fancy footwork there from Rutenbar to get over the top of Guevara.
It's a great move. The only problem I have with it, that's not a runner, and you just showed your best. Mm-hmm. You showed your best, and Sonny DeShera is over there watching, so now he's got to feel as the first base coach. But it was a pretty good one, I will say that. Good breaking ball by Fisher to get back in the zone with a 1-0 count. Ethan Bingaman's done a heck of a job swinging by. There you see Coach Sonny. He's over there. He's analyzing the move. He's watching the eyes, got his stopwatch. He's timing everything that happens from the mound to first base.
Bingaman lifts this one to right, coming on. Stewart, he can't make the catch. And now Auburn has the first 2 men aboard.
I'm not sure Stewart saw it real well. He came quick, but then I think he backed off. Coming out of the crowd, it's bright. I don't know if he picked it up real well and didn't want it to get by him, so pretty good move. And here comes Auburn right back. Arkansas puts up 3. Auburn comes right back at him.
Now, if you're Colin Fisher, you mentioned to yourself, okay, I give up an infield single and a well-struck ball to right, but I don't think that qualifies a barrel. Is there some of that self-talk going on, you think?
No. All you're thinking is, golly, I got 2 guys on. I don't care if they hit it off the wall or if they dribbled it. 2 guys on, and Auburn's got a little life.
And Terrell shows bunt, ball 1.
Little surprise there. Gabe Gross calling signs. He's giving him right there to Bub, back and forth, letting him know what he wants him to do. Coach Nunemaker runs the base running. Coach Gross runs the offense with the signs. See if he shows it again with a 1-0 count.
He does not.
Well, and you might ask, why take it off? Because it's a 1-0 count, and you have a guy at the plate that can hit a ball out. Give him a chance. I think he'll go back and bunt here. I think Gabe gave him a chance in the fastball situation to swing the bat, and he did. But I kind of think he'll lay it down. Let's see what happens. I'm not very smart. Let's see what happens, Wiley. No, he'll swing it. Right.
Instead, it hits him, and now it's Auburn who has the bases loaded with nobody out.
So I would love to climb inside the head of Gabe Gross, and he would say there's not a whole lot there. But it's a breaking ball here that hits him. We're pretty close, I can say that. But here comes a breaking ball, just misses, right? And this is what's kind of plagued Fisher a little bit, is just the inconsistency. And there goes the Arkansas bullpen. All 27 of them headed down there just in case they're needed. But I would love to know why Bub showed bunt, got a ball, then swung 1-0, and then was going to swing there and got hit. Gabe's mind's going 100 miles an hour, and he just saw something he didn't like and wanted to try something different. Regardless, Auburn's got the bases loaded, nobody out. Same situation we had just half an inning ago when Arkansas had the bases loaded with nobody out.
So a visit from pitching coach Matt Hobbs. And now it is Brandon McCrane, redshirt freshman.
Here's what can't happen, Wiley, for momentum purposes. Auburn cannot leave this inning with at least one. They have to get at least one. You can't walk out of this inning with 0. Somebody's got to get a ball in play and get one across.
And a first pitch strike from Colin Fisher. Brandon McCrane redshirted last year. Put in a lot of work. Coach Thompson said got bigger, faster, stronger.
And he's going to be a really good player, Wiley, as he matures and grows. And even though he's a redshirt, he got reps last year in scrimmages. He didn't get reps in the SEC. So he's a freshman, right? He's just getting his feet wet, but done a heck of a job so far at shortstop. Pretty much been the lineup since day one.
Well struck, right center field. That ball is headed towards the wall. In scores Guevara. Bingham in behind him. It's a 2-run double for Brandon McCrane. And Auburn roars back with 2.
It was flat for 5 games. They came alive today. They got pitched really well yesterday, and here they come today, answering back the 3 runs by Arkansas. Hey, and a really good hold by Carl Nunemaker to stop Bub Terrell. He would have been out had he tried to send him home, but he didn't. He stopped him, kept him there. Why not? Nobody out. No need to have a play at the plate, and you get thrown out.
And now Todd Clay, his first appearance of the series, takes ball 1 outside. He and Cade Ballou were inserted into the lineup today in the 8 and 9 spots.
Todd's there. Todd Clay's there to have the right-handed bat against left-handed pitching. He struggled a little bit. Really good hitter. Hasn't found his rhythm yet. But here's one of those moments like we saw Turner have for Arkansas, Wiley. One swing. One big swing here. You have a chance to give your team the lead, but you got a chance to get yourself some feel good, right? Get going with a big swing.
Fisher's 1-1. Ground ball to the right side. This will tie the game. Souza on to first. An RBI for Clay. And McCrane up to third.
Yeah, it's just good baseball. Doesn't look like a whole lot. It's really good baseball by Todd Clay. He didn't try and do too much. Here's what it is, Wiley. It's selfless. You know, I want to hit a double, but I'll just make sure I take a ground ball. There's the big swing by McCrane earlier to drive into. Rocket in the gap. So how do we get to 3-3? There's the first step right there.
And now Cade Ballou. Corners pinch in for the Razorbacks. Outside ball 1.
Another Auburn high school product. He and Todd Clay hitting back-to-back. Former teammates over there. And another guy with just loads of potential that has yet to really find it. Hitting .218 on the season. Had some big hits as a freshman. Hurt last year as a sophomore, and this year just hadn't found it yet.
Auburn faithful don't like that call. As Fisher clips the inside corner. David Susi, our home plate umpire.
It's the breaking ball right now for Fisher. He hit Bub Terrell with the breaking ball's not there. So when you do that, like Brandon McCrane, you got to lay a fastball in there. And McCrane smoked it. Todd Clay hit a fastball as well to tie the game up. And it's the breaking ball now for Fisher that's just not there. It's kind of abandoned him here early. So
beats him with a fastball that time.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what you do. You have to throw fastballs. That was a pretty good one.
Colin Fisher has not made it through 3 innings each of his last 2 starts against Florida and South Carolina. Tapped out in front of the plate. That's foul. Now, that's a dead ball. I know you're not supposed to use your mask to stop anything, right? That could be a catcher's balk. But again, because that's not a pitch to pitch in the dirt, but it was a dead ball, that's okay.
Yeah, and the home plate umpire was on it. Susie was on it. I think Helfrich just kind of dropped his mat. I think he just kind of rolled up under it. He didn't try to pick it up, but regardless, he had called foul quickly. Did a good job.
Another 2-2. Spoiled again.
Here's a look at it. Susie's calling foul. Right there, calling foul. He killed it. So, kind of a unique play. Hey, field it with your mask.
Don't do that.
Take it to the bullpen in the rubber game and field it with your mask.
Swing and a miss. Ballou chases. First strikeout for Fisher today. That's a big one with the go-ahead run at third, now 2 out.
And that's the best one that he's thrown. That was the best breaking ball that we've seen and heard he had. That was a pretty good one. Watch this thing. Now you see it. I would call that more of a slurve, so it's breaking more left to right. Regardless, nasty. Tough to swing, tough to take with 2 strikes.
And now Bristol Carter looking for a 2-out RBI. Chopper to short. Kojal beats Carter and keeps the game tied. But Auburn, after surrendering 3 in the top of the second, they come back with 3 of their own, and we're even in this rubber match on a Saturday afternoon. Ryder Helfrich had one of the swings of the season last night for Arkansas. Go-ahead homer in the top of the 8th, and it was eerily similar to Game 2 of this series 2 years ago here at Plainsman Park when Helfrich had a go-ahead pinch hit homer in the 9th, and I asked Dave Van Horn about that, and he pointed out he wasn't at that game 2 years ago on Saturday against Auburn.
He's having a grandchild, right?
Having 2 of them.
2 grandchildren, not 1, but 2.
And he watched the Ryder Helfrich homer from his home. He was standing up watching it, and he was actually on the phone with one of his coaches, and as soon as Helfrich hit, he said, "That's gone." And he was telling one of his coaches, "Hey, get McIntyre ready." And they said, "You know what, Coach, we got it. He's already warming." And a first pitch strike to Helfrich.
He's not to be played with. He has led this team for 2 games. Didn't win Thursday night, but yesterday was all about him. Behind the plate, throwing guys out, swinging the bat. Very emotional guy, and really got this team fired up and got the win yesterday. Good change up.
Yeah, he went around 0-2. So he has now hit 4 homers in this ballpark.
And maybe the quote of the season was when you said, "Holy Helfrich," when he hit the ball out yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, can we say that? Yeah, we can say that. That's fine. It works.
And down he goes.
How about
Alex
that?
Petrovic sets down Helfrich. 3 strikeouts now for the Auburn right-hander.
So we saw 92, then we saw a changeup. Now watch this slider. This is what we call dirty, filthy, nasty, whatever term you want to apply to it. That is a dang good one to a really good hitter, and he kind of abused him right there on 3 pitches.
And now Kojal.
crazy, isn't it? We come into this series, two teams that are kind of licking their wounds, not swinging the bats. We have two great games. We scored 3 in the top of the second, 3 in the bottom of the second. And now we're back to pitching again.
We got more runs already than we had all of yesterday.
That's crazy, isn't it?
3-2 win for Arkansas. Of course, Auburn put up 10 on Thursday night.
And Petrovic right back in there. Last inning was not bad. They got hits. He walked one guy, but they swung the bats. And now he's back to making good pitches.
Chris Rembert, second baseman, is a good 15, 20 feet into shallow right field. Instead of dribble to the right side, handled by Petrovic, and he's going to take it himself. Ethan Bingaman had taken a few steps over to try and field that ball, thinking there was more on it, so Petrovic just did the whole thing all by his lonesome.
And I like it when pitchers take pride in their defense. Heck, it's your earned run. It's your base hit. Catch the ball. And if you don't have a first baseman there, go get it. But they work hard at it. Auburn and Arkansas both, they hold runners well. They pitch out the stretch well. There you see it. I got it. I don't need you. Get the out myself.
Looked like he even knew the speed of the base runner. It was a brisk jog, but it wasn't a sprint.
Glide. It's called PFP, Pitchers Fielding Practice. We work on it every single day. Another good changeup. He's shown the changeup this inning more than he has, and it's been very effective.
6 lefties in this lineup.
And another one.
And a one-hopper. Olay pick from Rembert. Toss to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Petrovic. 8 pitches, 8 strikes. You know his head coach, Butch Thompson, will be happy about that. We'll talk to him when we come back. It is just a heavenly Saturday afternoon on the Plains, Plainsman Park. We're now joined by Auburn head coach Butch Thompson. And, Coach, I want to start with Brandon McCrane. You've kind of put a lot on him these last few weeks, asking him to step in at short, and then he comes up with a big swing like that. How proud are you of his development?
Yeah, I have no idea. Great question, because we absolutely redshirted him last year, having a lot of infielders, and then Chris Rembert was hurt for 2 or 3 weeks. He stepped in, and he did such a good job filling in for him. Is when we needed to step in at short, he just wouldn't come off the field. So he's a freshman, he's growing, and it's nice to see him absolutely connect on the ball on the weekend.
Coach, Petrovic's one of your team captains, just showed leadership right there in that 3rd inning. Your thoughts on him?
Yeah, the mental capacity, one of our captains, he absolutely can bounce back. He just showed that right there through the heart of their lineup. But these guys can hit, top to bottom, and I was excited about our guys. We're going to have to fight and keep playing offense here, and for them to come right back and answer, I think could be big for us.
Well, Coach, 25 years in the league, every year you promise to grind, and you guys are in it now.
Got to sign up for it. Absolutely.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
And Rembert takes low, ball 1, but he talked about the mental capacity of Alex Petrovic, and the 2 guys we asked him about, a redshirt sophomore and a redshirt freshman, some younger guys having to take some big spots in this Auburn team. Tough play, and it's off the glove of Souza. Rembert is safe at first.
And that's a ball that New has got to call Souza off. He was there from center field. Souza ran a long way. I think he thought he had it, Wiley, and took his eyes off of it. Right when it got to the glove, I thought he kind of glanced away, but regardless, center fielder was there. He should have called him off. It may have been calling him off. Watch the head right here as he gets the ball right to the glove. So that kind of turn right there, just like a punt, a guy receiving a punt in football, right? You look down. I think he took his eyes off of it, and a mistake right there for the Razorbacks.
Any defensive coach will tell you it's easier to run forward than backward.
Absolutely, and they gave that a hit. I'm surprised. He ran a long way. Debatable there because he was there and had it regardless. Break for Auburn.
And a leadoff man on. That was the secret in last night's game. And that's now 2 of the hits for Auburn so far. You got that little tapper to the left side of the mound, and then that was kind of a blooper. Again, the only real hard contact we've seen off Fisher was McCrane's double in the gap.
Yep. Chase Frelick is a guy they need to get going. He was going really good, kind of gotten into a little bit of a cave the last couple of weeks. Really good hitter, great hands. But he and Rembert both are guys that are just not as hot or maybe as consistent as they have been and will be. Auburn could use them to find their stride here. Right there, Colin Fisher's been thrown out of a leg kick. And on that pitch, he went to a slide step. And I never understood why you changed your rhythm, and it was a ball. 9 times, maybe 10 times out of 10, Wally, when I see a pitcher speed up or change things, it's not a strike. And Rembert's not got a big lead. He's not going anywhere. Cost him a ball.
And now it's 3-1 on Frelick.
Years ago, I heard an interview with Greg Maddox, and they said, hey, Greg, you're really slow to the plate. Why don't you speed up? He goes, well, I figure this. He might get a hit, but they got to get 2 more hits to score, and they're not getting 2 hits in a row. That's Greg Maddox. He didn't worry about runners at all. But, of course, when you have the highest percentage of strikes in baseball history, and like, I don't know what it was, 303 ball counts in 20 years of baseball, you don't worry too much about base runners.
Well, Fisher in a 3-1 count here. He walked him. Arkansas did not walk a batter yesterday. They got a combined 14 strikeouts from Dietz and McIlvain.
Well, and we kind of talked about it some yesterday in our pregame. They're starting pitching. The ERA is a little higher than they're used to. It's been a little bit of an Achilles. It was pretty dang good yesterday with Hunter Dietz, and we'll talk to here in about another inning. But the starting pitching has definitely not been a bright spot for Arkansas, as it usually is one of the bright spots.
And Eric Guevara, already 6 hits and 8 at-bats this weekend.
And I think he's too hot to bunt. I was going to say it before the pitch. Good pitch there by Fisher to come on the inner half of the plate. I think Guevara's just too hot if you're in Gabe Gross's shoes to take the bat out of his hands and bunt.
Two looks to second from Fisher.
You watch Guevara hit. If you're a young hitter or if you're a coaching hitter, a young guy, it's just simple. He's got a little bit of an open stance. I want you to watch his hands while the rhythm. It's just so relaxed. Look at that. I mean, look at the hands moving. It's just simple. It's relaxed. The stance is a little bit different, but it gets him in a position to hit. And simple's the word. Hitting is so hard. If you make it complicated, if you tinker, if you mess around, if you change your stance every time you make an out, all you do is make a hitter a robot. This guy right here is relaxed and loose and hasn't changed really in his 3 years here. I love the way he stands there and moves.
He has now hit safely in 7 straight, including that base hit today. And over that stretch, he's got 10 hits in 22 at-bats. It's a .455 average. Sends this one high in the air towards the line and right. Stewart racing over. He makes the catch. Rembert will tag up from second. So a productive first out for Guevara.
Yeah, good base running. Trace Frelick, no way he should tag. He went halfway. Chris Rembert can run. He saw here's the term, outfielder under duress. When you see an outfielder, when you see his numbers, that tells you can go back and tag if you're at second.
I like that, outfielder under
duress. My thesaurus is with me today, using some big words. Wiley, I slept good last night, ready to go. You, on the other hand, are driving to Atlanta, flying out. So we got to get moving here.
No, we'll be okay. Here's Ethan Bingaman. Up and away, ball 1.
I expect to hear a little love in the Braves broadcast tomorrow night with our time together. I mean, we've had 7, 8 hours.
We have.
Which, you know, I had my wife or you to choose from, and I chose you, so please.
I wouldn't put it like that, Mark. That might get me in trouble. The 1-0. And Bingaman hacks away and flicks it foul.
Colin Fisher, much like we talked about in the first inning or second inning with Petrovic, he's one pitch away. You feel like you're kind of in this hole, but you can make one pitch, get a good firm ground ball to an infielder, and you're out of the inning. Never as far away as you think you are. .52 pitches, so Auburn doing its job offensively of getting pitches in the starting pitcher. Build the pitch count. Let's find out what that bullpen has.
Both bullpens got a pretty leisurely day yesterday.
Should be pretty fresh, right?
Arkansas had to use a few more arms than Auburn did on Thursday. And taking off Freilich, and now Rembert coming home, and the tag from Helfrich is in time. Brilliant first to third defense from Arkansas in that spot.
Sure was. I mean, they didn't fall forward. It was a forced balk, if you want to. The runner's not going full speed, Chase Freilich. The question would be, with one out, you know, why not let Bingham swing the bat? I'm not in the dugout. Great job by Arkansas of not panicking and making a play. And like we talked about, that's not quite how you would draw it up. But now here's Fisher with 2 strikes. One pitch, he's out of a jam. It's really going to pour a little bit of salt in the wounds of Auburn if this is a deep fly ball here for an out. But look, you got to take some shots. You can't just sit there. And Gabe Gross running the offense, he saw something, and Arkansas, to their credit, they ran it perfectly.
Two. Bingaman got a lot of it, but out in front.
Just a good player. Taking 2-strike hit. He's played elite defense a couple plays yesterday at first base. He's hit some balls hard, and you know, hitting 266, but he's in there every day against SEC pitching, really holding his own.
Clubbed in the air to center. Racing back, New. It's over his head. One hop off the wall. Freilich can coast home. It's an RBI double for Ethan Bingaman. Dead center. Auburn has the lead.
Big time. We've seen 2 freshmen today. Christian Turner for Arkansas with a 2-run base hit with 2 outs. And now Ethan Bingaman with a base hit and an RBI with 2 outs. That ball just exploded. That was like a tee shot. Not my tee shot, but somebody's. While he just kept right on climbing. Over New's head in center field.
And now Bub Terrell.
Don't see any action yet in the Arkansas bullpen. I'm a little surprised because it is Sunday. They haven't burned a lot of guys, but again, they trust their starting pitchers to work out of jams, and it's only 4-3. Walk here might change things.
Fisher came out to start the season on fire, had an ERA just over 1 in non-conference. 3-0 now.
And he's grinding. The stuff is there, but you can just kind of feel it as you watch him. He's just grinding like, man, everything I'm doing, I'm grinding to throw a ball across the plate. Kind of fighting himself a little bit. A lot of it goes back to what's running through his head, his thoughts.
And a 4-pitch walk. So Jackson Kersher, he is warming in that right center field bullpen for Arkansas. We're going to have a it's not going to be a mound visit. Dave Van Horn is.
Yeah, I just missed it. I couldn't see anybody throwing, but he's ready.
Yep, that is Jackson Kersher who was up. And again, Colin Fisher unable to get through 3 innings for the 3rd straight start. Auburn, a 4-3 lead. They've got a couple of men aboard. Kersher coming in. Frustrating outing for Colin Fisher. Goes 2 2/3. He's given up 4 runs, and he is responsible for both Bingaman at second, Terrell at first, and it'll be up to Jackson Kersher to try and strand those 2 inherited runners. The righty's got some impressive strikeout numbers.
He does, Wally. All of his appearances have been in relief. He has 8. This is number 9. He's got 14 strikeouts in only 8 innings. So, yes, the strikeouts there. The big breaking ball's probably there. Got a few walks in only 8 innings, so Arkansas's had enough of those today. They needed those strikes in the rubber match game here. And Brandon McCain, so far, the hero of the day with a big double to drive in 2 last time at bat.
One run across for Auburn in the inning. A lot of this coming with 2 outs.
Auburn has not won a series, while we talked about it, against Arkansas since 2017. And in that stretch, Auburn's been to Omaha twice. And they have not beaten the Razorbacks 2 out of 3 in 9 years.
And McCrane slices one into right field. That's going to fall in front of Stewart. Here comes Bingaman. He scores, and it's 5-3.
Brandon McCrane is the man of the hour. He got 96 on his hands, but like you said, he's added some weight. He's gotten stronger and just strong enough to hit this ball right over the second baseman's head, and another big 2-out RBI.
And Todd Clay will try and keep it going. He drove in a run his last at bat on a ground out.
Just really good hitting, and we're seeing freshmen everywhere. Bingaman, Brandon McCrane, Turner for Arkansas. Young guys having a big role so far in this big-time ball game.
Well, you heard from Butch Thompson, too. We spoke to him earlier this inning. You know, he said it was real nice to see McCrane connect on a ball, especially on the weekend. Performing in the SEC as a freshman is extraordinarily difficult.
Well, and Wally, how many guys, talking about Brandon McCrane, when they're told they're going to redshirt as a freshman, would leave? In this generation we're in, I'm out of here. I'm in the portal. They had ball gets away.
Ball got away, and off goes Terrell.
Wow, no, they called time.
Yeah, they're saying time was called. So time was out. So they're going to send the runners back to first and second.
They were swapping balls. Home plate umpire David Susi had called time. For a while, that had a Parks and Rec look to it. I'm just glad it was a timeout.
And now Butch Thompson wants a little bit of an explanation here.
Yep. And he should get one. I don't know if we have a review of that or not, but they were definitely swapping out balls. Helfrich and Sousa, they were swapping out balls.
Yeah, ball in the dirt.
Right there. Right there. There it is. And then Helfrich throws it away.
So instead, a 2-0 count with runners at first and second against Todd Clay. And he's hit up and in. And the temperature inside Plainsman Park is rising.
Sure is. There's no need for a hit batter there, but it was a fastball up against the shoulder and didn't look too good. It's the ball that got away from him. Man, thank goodness it hit him in the shoulder because it was headed for his chin.
And now Cade Ballou steps into a spot. This game is teetering right now. A big swing from Ballou. Auburn would have a bit of a cushion, already leading by 2. Ryder Helfrich, sensing that, wants to go out and talk things over here with Jackson Kersher.
And this has more of a Sunday game, even though it's Saturday. A third game of the series field. We got 2 walks, 2 hit batters by Arkansas, and right now their pitching is a crutch for them right now. The bullpen is getting loose. It is the third game, even though it's not Sunday, so no reason to leave arms in the pen if you're Arkansas. That's going to be it for Kirchner.
With a lefty coming up, Parker Coyle, it will be summoned from the Arkansas bullpen by head coach Dave Van Horn. We'll wait until he makes the official move. But the bullpen gate has swung open. And that is all. So Kersher to the dugout, Coyle to the mound. Auburn with an opportunity in the bottom of the third. The senior lefty from Edmond, Oklahoma, Parker Coyle, has come into a boiling pot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
And he's going to turn it over a little bit. While the rare lefty we've seen so far that's not 92 to 97, he's going to be a little more of a spin it, throw a changeup, try to mix it kind of guy, an off-speed guy. He's going to face Cade Ballou, a left-handed hitter, so left-on-left matchup for Arkansas.
It's been limited at bats for Ballou in SEC play, but he is 4 for 11 and has reached base in more than half of his trips to the plate in SEC play. He did strike out in his first at bat today, the second.
Coyle, another, like so many Arkansas pitchers, a bunch of strikeouts and not many walks. Today, that hasn't been the theme for them. It's been guys free bases with 2 hit batters and 2 walks. But another guy that's got good strikeouts and not many walks.
6 of 7 hitters have reached in this inning for Arkansas. Keep in mind, the second out, it came on the bases.
And the theme today, Wiley, has been 2-out RBI base hits. That's close to a balk. Real close to not stopping. Needs to be careful there. But the theme today for both teams has been 2-out RBIs to get us to a 5-3 ball game.
Each team with 2.
Got to stop the hands and come set, and he did.
And Ballou skies one. Shallow left, traipsing in Turner. He's got it. And Coyle gets the Hogs out of the jam, still within striking distance. But Auburn takes the lead after 3. At the office so far for the Auburn shortstop Brandon McCrane. He's 2 for 2 with a double and has driven in 3 of Auburn's 5 runs. Alex Petrovic put up a quick shutdown inning in the 3rd after Auburn had tied it at 3. He'll try and do the same with his team having taken the lead now. And Micah New will lead off. New, by the way, he's demonstrated a little bit of toughness here recently. He was not doing well from a nausea standpoint, if you will, the night before their finale against Florida. As New fouls this ball down the first base line, Bingaman gives chase. He'll peel off. So he was in the lineup, then taken out of the lineup Sunday, but then Damian Ruiz gets hurt, so New has to come back in, play the outfield. He's been battling strep throat as well, which has been going around the Arkansas clubhouse recently. And look, I mean, Arkansas is pretty banged up right now position player-wise, and he continues to show up and contribute despite not feeling 100%.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest fears as a head coach. Is one of those viruses runs through your team. Breaking ball there and a weak ground ball foul. But, yeah, it's one of those things is when it hits, you got, 35 guys in a tight space together on the bus together, and they're together a lot. And when it hits, it always hits at the wrong time, too, right in the middle of a big series, and you lose some guys. And if you get it bad enough, it takes a few days to feel normal again.
Yeah, New has been wearing a mask on the bus, trying to prevent spread. And New leans out of the way. I guess you did say hitting's contagious, though. You're okay with that virus?
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. Don't wear a mask for that one. Take the mask off, but you might want to wear a mask if you're sick on the bus with a bunch of guys.
Petrovic's 1-2. Got him looking. Top of the zone with a breaking ball. 4th strikeout for Petrovic.
And not what Petrovic wanted, but it worked. It was kind of one of those back up, front door breaking balls. He wanted it out and away. Watch this thing just kind of spin. It's us changeup, actually. Now, it was just that good of a changeup, but it was definitely up with 2 strikes. Got away with 1 there.
Now Reese Robinette, the redshirt freshman from Kennett, Missouri.
He's thrown it, is Petrovic. I bet I'm going to guess at it, 35 to 40% of his pitches so far out of 47 have been changeups. He is turning it over. You can actually see the pronation of his hand. He lays that wrist back and he turns it over. It's almost like in softball, I talk about rotating the wrist. That's what he does when he throws it, but he does it naturally. Doesn't try to do it, doesn't try to manipulate it. And if you're a young pitcher out there, don't do things at release point. Take the grip, learn the changeup when you're young, and throw it. And the natural pronation of your arm and body will cause the action of the pitch.
Lofted into left. Terrell back, now in. Casual second out.
It is a showcase in changeups right now with these left-handed hitters. And he threw 2 really good ones to Stewart last at bat and then busted him in with a fastball at 93. So if it's working, keep throwing it. And here's the message to the young pitchers. It's the hardest pitch in baseball to hit. Everybody wants to throw a breaking ball, and I get it. Everybody wants to throw 95, and not many do. But the changeup, it's the one pitch. You ask anybody that's ever hit, that's the pitch. It's just so hard to time up and hit. Stay back sounds easy until you're standing there.
Zach Stewart standing there now. And he chops one out to short. McCrane's got it. His throw just in time to beat Stewart. Aside from that, a breezy 1-2-3 top of the 4th for Alex Petrovic. When we come back, we'll have Hunter Dietz join us, winning pitcher of last night's game. Bottom of the 4th inning, Auburn with a 5-3 lead over Arkansas. Auburn taking game 1 of the series 10-2. And then last night, Arkansas, with a late swing from Ryder Helfig, gave the Hogs a 3-2 lead. We're now joined by Hunter Dietz. And Hunter, you were the guy responsible for keeping Arkansas in that game last night. Can you describe it seemed like he got stronger as the game went on last night.
And I was just kind of amped up at the end, but as I go on, I always figure out what's wrong or what's going right, and if it's going wrong, I just fix it as the game goes on in between innings, especially my cutter. Cutter didn't start off too great at the start, but as the game went on, I kind of developed a really good feel for it, and it was really good at the end.
Hunter, you and Auburn both came in having lost 5 games in a row. How big was that yesterday? Your team needed you to go out there and shove it, and you did. How big was that for you, but most important for the team?
It's huge. It's huge. It really turns the track on our season, and hopefully we could turn this game around and take the lead and win this game. But we really needed a big win, and I'm glad I was able to help that.
And Hunter, I mean, just big picture-wise, I know obviously you're in the midst of a critical rubber game here on the road, but, you know, for the way your season has unfolded, given just the trouble you had staying healthy these last 2 years, I mean, how gratifying has it been to be not just a healthy but a key piece of this rotation?
Feels great. I mean, sitting on the sidelines the past 2 years hasn't been really ideal for me, and it's been pretty tough to watch, just knowing that I can't really help the team. But now that I'm able to help the team every weekend, it feels great, and that I'm a key part. it's awesome. It's just really what I worked hard for.
What is the recovery process? Ground ball there, great play. Robinette with a stiff forearm, beat the hop, heck of a play. Hunter, what's the recovery? So now you're looking forward to next weekend and getting ready for that. What happened today behind the scenes for you to get ready for that next start?
So today I lifted and I did some arms just to get some soreness out. I'm pretty sore. Tomorrow I'll do some long toss just to get the arm stretched out again. Then I'll bullpen, and then I have like a pregame routine day before a start that I'll do.
So now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, Hunter, I want to circle back one more time just to the rehab process. Who were some of the people you were able to lean on for support as you were going through, again, what must have felt like just a never-ending recovery process?
Yeah, my family definitely. Big one's my brother. We talk a lot just about how to go through baseball. He's with the Padres right now. And Corey Wood was really by my side the whole time with just doing all my recovery stuff, and Coach Bell getting me strong and back in shape.
As Fralick sends this one into center, this is probably going to do it. Nice quick inning from Parker Coyle. Hunter, why don't you give Parker a fist bump? We'll let you
Awesome.
go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hunter.
See ya.
On to the 5th.
Short and sweet, perfect.
As we were going through that 2nd inning, Mark, you made a comment about how this really does feel like a 3rd game of a series. Since then, not so much for Alex Petrovic. He's retired 7 in a row.
No, he's a legit Friday guy pitching in game 3. I mean, he is. Alex Petrovic, for most teams, would probably be a Friday night starter. That's just the way it's worked out. Auburn has a 1A, B, and C. They really don't have a 1, 2, and 3. Really have a 4 now that Alvarez stepped in there on Thursday, and we haven't seen Jackson Sanders, who has been a really, really good Saturday guy. So Petrovic doing his job, throwing strikes, commanding the zone, had 1 rough inning and settled right back in the next 2.
He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 spots in this Arkansas order, beginning with Kahio Aloy. And when it comes to professional baseball, Mark, you've seen Alex pitch a lot. He's a redshirt sophomore, so eligible for the draft. What do you think the professional teams make of him on the mound?
I think he'll have to throw more fastballs in
Yep.
professional baseball. And I think in the minor leagues, whoever gets him, he's only a sophomore, so he's got another 18 months here on campus for Auburn, which is good news for Coach Thompson and the Auburn Tigers. But that's the only thing I would say. He'll have to throw more fastballs. Anyway, he'll want to throw more fastballs against wood bats. Other than that, he's ready. Big, strong kid, good athlete, can pitch a little bit, can mix it up, and very confident and great makeup.
And a called strike on Aloy.
Forgive me, a 2nd time in 2 days. I've been wrong. Redshirt sophomore, which means he is draft eligible come this July. So, sorry about that, Auburn fans. He may be gone. But regardless, he's ready to go out there and do it.
And he's quickly 0-2 on Aloy.
And he's durable. Wiley's 6'5", another one of those big, strong, 235-pound guys from Texas, so from the quintessential baseball state.
Top 10 in the SEC when it comes to base runners per inning. And no chase there from Kahio Aloy. Well, if you're Arkansas, obviously we're able to get to him there in the 2nd inning. Big 2-out, 2-run single for Christian Turner. But what adjustments do you think Dave Van Horn wants to see for his hitters as Petrovic continues to work.
Well, I mean, you got to give credit to Petrovic. He's just making good pitches. Now, there's a break, potentially hit batter.
Yep.
You don't want to see that, but he's just making good pitches until then. So if you're Dave Van Horn, I think you'd probably say, hey, guys, keep grinding, right?
Yep.
You've used that term a couple times to just keep grinding, have the good at-bats. They did it yesterday, and Helfrich comes up, boom, in the 8th inning. The game is over. They win, and they're not that far out of reach today.
And we'll see how Dave Van Horn wants to play this here with Christian Turner. Of the 4 innings so far for Petrovic, 3 have been 1-2-3 innings, and then the only exception was that 3-run second. So if Arkansas has gotten traffic on, they've had success.
And I think I do see Jackson Sanders. I see a lefty. Looks like his mechanics in the Auburn bullpen getting ready. And it's really kind of fitting in nicely for the way Auburn maybe drew it up. Arkansas has got a bunch of left-handed hitters. Jackson Sanders is pretty deadly against left-handed hitters. So Petrovic is giving them what they need. Into the 5th inning winning, and now Sanders can come in there if they choose to bring him in against the lefties and hopefully have some success for Auburn.
And now it's 2-0 on Turner. And if Turner finds a way on, all of a sudden top of the order coming up and nobody out.
There you see Sanders getting it loose. And you don't have to wait long. You don't pull Petrovic because he doesn't throw well. You just don't have to wait long. You got a guy down there who's basically a starter.
Is there any concern, you think, if you're Everett Tiefert, of not bringing Sanders into a clean inning, considering he's been a starter all year?
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to man up. If they need you to do it, you come in and do it. He was a reliever last year as a freshman, so I think, you know, he's communicating right there with, I think, with Frelick, calling him a few more pitches than he normally does. But, no, I think you just got to go get it, whatever the opportunity is. Turner is the hero of the day right now. Had a big 2-out RBI, his last at bat. Kind of erased what was not a great weekend and turned it into a solid weekend. He can do it again here if he can extend this inning with a hit or just get on base.
Two 1 pitch from Petrovic. Got the call, 2-2.
Really good pitch. Took the fastball down and away, had some good life to it. Not much of a shot for Turner there. So many options for Petrovic because he can locate his pitches. He really can throw, even though it's a transitional count, 2-2, meaning you don't want to go to 3-2. He can throw whatever he and Chase Frelick feel good about. Instead of, well, man, I really can't locate anything. Let me throw a fastball. Boom, double off the wall, and Arkansas is rolling.
Christian Turner, freshman from Hot, Louisiana. Bounces one back to Petrovic. His throw to second in time. The turn to first. A double play. 1-4-3. 1-6-3.
Petrovic did not panic. Just get the first out, and that's what he did. So many pitchers don't shuffle. Watch how poised he is. Catch it, take your time, one shuffle, set your body, make a great throw. Middle infielders love it when they get a great pick there by Bingaman. A little surprised Arkansas didn't want to maybe challenge it. I thought it was bang bang and worth a look, but they don't want to burn one yet, I guess, this early. Very nice, poised pitcher's fielding practice play by Alex Petrovic.
Might be a poet in you, Mark.
I'm trying.
So 2 down, base is empty now for Nolan Souza. That changes the whole feel of this inning.
Breaking ball there. Just he doesn't give fastballs. You just don't. It's rare to see a guy this big and strong that stands out there and doesn't have to ego it up and try to throw 95. He just does what's there. He just makes the pitch.
Guevara way off the line at third against the left-handed hit Souza, who now bunts or shows bunt, pulls it back. Nolan Souza out of Honolulu.
Arkansas has been very successful going to Hawaii. It's a long flight just to get to LA and then another long flight to get to Fayetteville. But when you're as good as they've been, when you go to Omaha every other year, so to speak, and not regionals every year, guys come.
Scalded on the ground out to Bingaman. Takes it to the bag. Another 0 for Alex Petrovic and the Auburn Tigers. Halfway to the house, Auburn a 5-3 lead.
Doing good.
Plenty more college baseball coming your way this weekend. LSU, Tennessee tonight. Ole Miss in Florida. That's a rubber game down in Gainesville. Kentucky, even the series with Missouri this afternoon. So that'll be for the series tomorrow afternoon. And then a little West Coast flavor there with Arizona State and Arizona.
And it just brings the point, Wiley, just how big this game is right here. The winner of this game stays it even at 6-6. Auburn has a ranked opponent every week for the next 6 weeks after today. And Arkansas is ranked number 17. They were number 2. So for Auburn, it's just brutal for 6 weeks. It is a ranked team. They've got 10 teams in the SEC that are ranked in the top 25 this week. Auburn plays 6 of them the next 6 weeks. So if you're Auburn, boy, 6-6 is a lot more comfortable with that schedule than 5-7 is.
1-2 on Eric Guevara. Yeah, I mean, there's no easy second half of your schedule in the SEC, but Auburn, who already from a metric standpoint has the #1 toughest schedule to this point in the season, it will not get easier. And Guevara caught looking. Parker Coyle. A little shaky start there. He gave up that base hit, or beg your pardon, after he replaced Jackson Kershaw. He's come in and retired all 4.
Settled in, hadn't he? He's thrown the ball well. Good fastball away there. Guevara did not like it, but that's a great pitch with 2 strikes around the corner. And Arkansas needed some stability. The first 2 guys did not give that to them, and so far Parker Coyle is.
Bingham in. A little squirrely hopper out to Souza. He makes the play. So 2 quick outs for Coyle. Is now retired all 6 men he's faced. Auburn won game 1, 10-2. It was Andreas Alvarez who went 5 innings. And there is Alvarez talking with pitching coach Everett Tiefer. Or beg your pardon. No, that's Petrovic. Excuse me.
So you and I were talking between the break. I think that's a hey, you're done. I think that's a hey, good job. You don't go give your guy knuckles and take his hat off. So I think Everett Tiefer was just discussing, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's why we're going to do it. You've pitched great. If it was a normal set, he's probably still out there. But you got a starter who hasn't pitched in Jackson Sanders, and you got a left-handed lineup in Arkansas to bring him in again. So you see the hugs. So I think that's it for him. Really good day.
Bub Terrell cranks one. Deep to right. Out of here. Bob Terrell. Out to the player development facility. He has got some pop in that bat.
And really one of the few balls you'll see him pull. He likes to go the other way off the green monster, but he got a breaking ball middle in there, sped the barrel up, and just smoked it. There's a bad place to miss. Down and in on the breaking ball to a lefty, and boy, I threw a few of those, and they ended up just like that.
Right off the light tower.
Haven't had a lot of home runs for 2 teams that can hit them. We haven't had a lot, just 2 yesterday's game, both by the same guy, and a big one there for Auburn. He is a clown. You see Bub Terrell, he always has a smile. He smiles catching fly balls in the outfield. He smiles no matter what he's doing. Coach Thompson brought the Savannah Bananas in here in the fall, and he stole the show with the Bananas show. He took the show from them.
How important do you think is it to have a variety of personalities in the dugout? You've got big guys like Bub Terrell. We've mentioned
Chris Rembert, quiet,
very quiet,
no emotion. You know, you got to have those guys that are, you can use the word clown. I don't mean that negative. You got to have the Bristol Carters who are fiery, the Bub Terrells that are always smiling. And you got to have the Chris Remberts who are rocks and anchors. And there's 3 hits for Brandon McCrane. Why not?
All 3 of them to right field.
And you got to have young guys that hit bullets like that. All smiles, except for this guy right there. That guy's not smiling. Been in his shoes, know how it feels. Golly, I've been there.
Yeah, I think he is a little frustrated. Had him 0-2. In fact, that's just the second ball he's thrown this inning there to Todd Clay.
Yeah, it's been a huge theme today, Wiley, of 2 outs, RBI. I think all the runs potentially and you keep up with it better than I do, have been scored, or most of them with 2 outs, both by Arkansas and Auburn. McCrane, Bub Terrell, Turner for Arkansas.
It's 5 out of 9, but
Okay.
2 of the ones that didn't come with 2 outs were ground outs, if you will. So that's still, again, 1 out.
So
Run
you're trying to
scores,
help
2
out my
outs.
percentage.
Exactly.
Thank you.
It's over 50.
Thank you.
And Todd Clay puts a charge into one to center. That'll hang up there for Micah New, who makes the catch. But Bub Terrell, deep to right, a solo homer, his 6th of the year. And, yeah, he's the mayor down there in that Auburn dugout. Always got a smile on his face.
Having fun doing it.
Not that Bub Terrell wouldn't be smiling out there in left field anyway, but you're certain he's a little more fired up after that solo homer. Gives Auburn an extra run of insurance, now leading by 3. And, well, Mark, this is one of those big questions as a coaching staff to try to answer correctly. When is the right time to move on to the next guy? You see Alex Petrovic there, 5 innings, 3 runs. In fact, you might even say he pitched better than that. Those 3 runs all coming in the 2nd inning. He didn't give up a hit after that 2-run single from Christian Turner. But Auburn will go to Jackson Sanders, who has been a starter all season, and they want to give him a clean inning.
Well, and that's exactly right, Wiley. He's a 6'3" lefty out of Valley, Alabama. It says Opelika. They're side by side right here, about 20 miles down the road. He's been very good on Saturdays. He's pitched almost, well, I guess every Saturday so far this season. Numbers are good. He's only had 1 outing, really, where he just did not throw well, so he's been very solid. The question you might ask is, why not let Petrovic face Helfrich? See this pitch first, because last at bat, Petrovic was really good against Helfrich, and I think the answer is what you said, a clean inning. Jackson Sanders is not used to coming in as a reliever, and there's something to that. He's been a starter probably since August started. He's been groomed to be in the rotation. So give him a clean inning, let him go to work.
When you have a guy like this stepping into a new role, at least for the day, does he warm up the same as if he were starting?
Great question. No, he didn't have 30 minutes like they do pregame. You go down, you stretch. He probably went through his routine. I'm sure Coach Tiefer told him, get your routine down, because that is the danger, Wiley, is you're changing a guy, potentially changing his rhythm, his routine, his mindset. But this is big boy baseball. You got to man up. You're asked to go do a job. You got to go do it.
And to your point, I mean, even though it's not the full 30 minutes, but it looked pretty clear, Everett Tiefer, they made up their mind, hey, through 5, we're going to you, as opposed to if Petrovic stays in the game, a couple guys get on, then all of a sudden you want to bring him in. It might be more like 5 or 10 minutes notice, if that.
Yeah, great
And he
slider.
carves up Helfrich.
And he will throw 2 pitches, Will Jackson Sanders. Only 2, not much of a changeup. This is going to be the slider. And watch this thing now. 84 miles an hour. There it is. Now it's not. That is what you call dirty. From Valley, Alabama, downtown. And for Helfrich, that's 2 at-bats, and that's about 8 pitches compared to what he did yesterday and the day before. Auburn's pitched him well today.
First base side of the mound. Sanders, an early test. Handles it with aplomb. 2 down.
2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. And Sanders showing maturity, right? Okay, I didn't get to start. There might have been some disappointment around Thursday when he heard he wasn't going to start. Maybe not, and he's handling it. I'm in the game. We're winning. The goal is let's win for Auburn if you're Jackson Sanders. And so far, so good, throwing strikes and handling it.
And week to week, baseball seasons are plenty unpredictable. It would not be unheard of to have a guy go in the rotation, come out, go back in later in the season.
He was the #1 player in the country as an 8th grader. We no longer have the early commit rule, which is such a good thing. It was just crazy. But he committed to Auburn in the summer after his 8th grade season. If you can imagine that. The pressure you have on you when you're 14 years old, ranked that high in the country. He ended up in the top 20. Not very good last year. A maximum effort guy, a lot of walks. Boys, he settled in and become a real pitcher here for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, I'll say this, Mark. If I knew where I was going to college after 8th grade, I had a really tough time focusing throughout high school.
I mean, 5 years of having to deal with that bullseye on you. You're not even a varsity player yet. You're playing JV, maybe JV ball, and you got to handle that, and he did.
You got a lot of guys, certainly, including upperclassmen, looking at him saying, "You're going to Auburn, huh? All right, well, let's see what you got."
Question for Arkansas Wiley in the conference is who's going to be the 3-run home run guys? I don't know that I see him, at least not in the 2 games you and I have worked together. They're going to have to find some offense because right now they're not swinging the bats like they normally do.
Last 4 innings for Auburn. No runs allowed, no hits allowed. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tigers with a 6-3 lead. Don't you get any ideas. Stay out of here.
Yeah.
Gray cloud off in the distance here from Plainsman Park. Auburn with a 6-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Cade Ballou to face Parker Coyle. And the first pitch is belted to left center, but playable for Mike Anu. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Coyle's got to keep it right there. It's a 3-run game. Arkansas has the offense. Coach Van Horn is out. I think that's going to be it for Coyle. And a good outing. Made 1 mistake, and Bub Terrell hit it. Other than that, really good. 2 solid plus innings for him.
So Coyle gets the lefty Ballou. A couple of righties coming up. Coach Van Horn will go to the bullpen. Coming in for Arkansas, the right-hander. We'll tell you more about him when we come back. Well, Parker Coyle gave Arkansas a quality 2 2/3 innings of relief. He continues to pitch well in SEC play. And following the seniors, the freshman Mark Brissy making just his 3rd appearance of SEC play. He's given up 3 runs and 2 1/3, but no extra base hits and only 1 walk.
9 outings overall, Wiley. He's got some strikeouts like most of these guys do. 17 punch out. Does have 7 walks and 11 overall innings. So this is where he needs to throw strikes. 6-3, bottom of the 6th inning. Getting late, Arkansas does not want that lead to increase. They need good pitching.
So with 1 away at the top of the order, Bristol Carter, who is 0 for 3 today, and he's done it seeing just 4 pitches. Popped up a bunt his last time up. And a first pitch strike at 94 from the right-hander.
Yeah, another good arm. They just don't have any arms out there in Fayetteville that are not elite. 94 on the first pitch. And a lower slot, too, from Brissy. This ball's going to have some sink to it. There you see it. It's my favorite style of pitching. That was kind of typical in the 80s and 90s. Now we become the big 4-seam, overhand, higher slot guys. But Brissy's got some life. And so you talk about a ball that sinks at 94, equally hard for a hitter when it does have late life. So when you hit a term release point, you have arm swing, which is how the ball comes out of the glove and goes back. But release point is where does the ball come out of his hand. If you watch him, it's going to come out pointed right towards third base. 95, but you got to throw it across the plate. Probably threw this way his whole life. Arm slots can be adjusted. Coach Baird was famous for that. But for the most part, probably with this good of an arm, probably threw like that his whole life.
Full count now on Carter. And a leadoff walk, or beg your pardon, a 1-out walk. First batter face for Mark Brissy. And going back to arm slots, Mark, is that something you should wait to change until later in your career?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you leave it alone. While, you know, an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid is weak, so you might see something that doesn't look right. But when you get, I'm a good example. I got here as a freshman. Coach Baird said, you're going to get your brains beat out if we don't do something. So I lowered my slot and created some sink, and he really got me a very short minor league career and some success here. For Tim Hudson, Scott Sullivan, it was big league careers.
And
Delayed
off goes
steal.
Carter, delayed steal as the ball squeaks through the glove of Souza. Kojal there to back it up, and Carter had to race around. He thought for a moment that ball was into center field.
So good right there. Normally he's a straight steal guy. That's going to be his 22nd stolen base of the season. But the delay is when you take your secondary. It's not an automatic. Right there, and then you go. And what you're counting on, Wiley, is everybody pauses, and Souza did. Souza didn't get to the bag on time because he didn't see it, didn't see the straight break. Good deep offensive play by Auburn.
And that ball ricochets off the backstop, and Carter heads to third. A little bit of wildness here from Mark Brissy.
Yeah, and this inning is on the verge, if you're not watch out for Arkansas, of getting away from them here in the bottom of the 6th. We got rain approaching, it's getting late, and your options in the bullpen are probably starting to get a little bit thin if you coach Van Horn, especially when you go to a freshman like this in this kind of a setting who has not thrown a lot.
Infield is now in for Arkansas. 2-0 on Chris Rembert. Big strike.
96. It's there. It's there. It's just a matter of getting it in the right spot. Chris Rembert's a guy you and I talked about earlier. He's hitting 326, right? Pretty darn good, but he's just not going like he can go. And Auburn needs him to take one extra step.
Out to third. Robinette's only play is at first. He makes it, but Rembert does a job. It's now 7-3 Auburn.
Great jump by Bristol Carter. It was the jump that got him home without any threat at all because he went on contact. Watch how good jump. You're going on contact, which means if you see down angle, you go. Look at that. No pause, and you make them throw you out. And his speed just beat it.
Auburn's done a nice job of tacking on runs here. Led 5-3 after the third. Added a run in the 5th, a run in the 6th.
That's a big one, Wiley. That 4th just feels a little bigger than 3, right? It just something about that 4th. It's a lot more work now. It's got to be done offensively for Arkansas.
And keep in mind, Arkansas, they led 3-0 in the second, so Auburn scored the last 7 runs in this game.
One thought back on Bristol Carter, the going on contact. Those are the little things that are taught every single day by these college coaches. So it becomes natural, becomes an instinct. Good fastball there to Freilich. Brissy's sitting 95, 96, but there was never even a pause. If you pause, you're out. Don't try to get in a rundown. He just went. And the mindset is, okay, you throw me out, but I'm going. It's called going on contact, and she's been trained in. There he's teaching right there, telling Guevara what he saw at the plate.
And belted deep to right. Stewart going back. That ball's gone. Chase Freilich. A towering blast for Freilich, and it's now 8-3 Tigers.
Big swing, got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, which is elite, but he hit it like it was on the tee and did not miss right down the middle. Look at Helfrich back there. He knew it right away.
That's 6th homer for Chase Freilich this year. Ties Bub Terrell now for the team lead.
There you see Mr. Hustle.
And Mark Brissy, first extra base hit he's given up in an SEC game, and that was not a cheapie.
And he's going to come out of the game, short opportunity, but he's got great stuff, and he's going to have to develop, and he will. He'll develop, learn how to pitch in this league. But today, at least this inning, it's Auburn's inning with the great at-bats, the great hustle by Bristol Carter, and then the big swing right there by Chase Freilich.
So Auburn with an 8-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. This series tied at a game apiece. Elsewhere in the SEC, by the way, how about Georgia sweeping Mississippi State at Mississippi State? They won in 10 innings today as Steele Eves comes in for the Razorbacks. We've also got Kentucky with a win today over Missouri 9-2. Texas is 3 outs away from winning their series in Columbia. And tonight, Ole Miss and number 21 Florida finish up their big 3-game series in Gainesville. And we'll have it for you on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
Wiley, back to Georgia. They're 10-2 in the conference.
Yep.
That team was, they were the number 1 transfer portal ranked team in the country, and they brought in 27 new faces. And so for Coach Johnson to do what he's doing, to bring in that many new faces in August, you got 8 months to get them united and ready to play, and to be 10-2 in this league and go to Starkville and sweep with number 4 team in the country. That's real. That's real.
See some discussion about the weather going on down in the Auburn dugout as we try to dodge those menacing clouds overhead. Meanwhile, Steele Eves, he's been menacing on the mound so far this year for Arkansas. An ERA below 4. About a strikeout per inning. He's going to try and soak up a few outs here for the Razorbacks and give his offense a chance to climb back in this one.
Yeah, really good numbers, and so I would question why did he not come in ahead of Brissy. Brissy's had good numbers, but a freshman in this setting, but he's a guy who's been really good for them, and another low arm slot guy, and another guy in the mid to low 90s. But you see the similar arm slot to Brissy, which probably means there's some sink on the fastball. He should get some ground balls. One of those days where if you're Arkansas, just so far, you put together a good inning in the second, but nothing's really gone right. Didn't get good starting pitching. Had a couple of errors in the infield. Bullpen hasn't been really good. They're not out of it with 3 more at-bats left, but it's been one of those days where they just haven't been as sharp as they need to be. And there you see what's coming our way, a big rain shower. My yard needs it, Wiley. We just don't need it here. 3 miles from here, go for it. But right here, I'd like to keep it dry if we can.
Have you let your local officials know that?
I'm going to try. I think there's one big official I got to consult with.
3 balls and a strike here on Eric Guevara. Two runs home in the inning for Auburn. They have scored in 4 of the 6 innings they've come to the plate today. And that ball is hammered right center, cut off by New. That is a loud single from
Love the
Guevara.
turns. Love the turn by Eric Guevara. Every single should be a double, and he was looking for it. He's got a fastball up and away, and just I want you to appreciate the swing, but just watch the hustle that this guy brings. Right there in his mind, I'm going too. Until I see that they're going to try to throw me out, that's it. That's the way you do it. I see a lot of high school players get a base hit and they stop on the bag at first base. This guy's an elite college baseball player, and he's not doing that. He's hustling. And for the coaches in this league, Wiley, if you play that way, if you make your round and stop like you're a big leaguer at first base, you're probably not going to play for Dave Van Horn and Butch Thompson. You're probably going to have to go somewhere else.
Oh, 0-2 on Bingaman.
I know when I was recruiting, I had an older coach tell me, he was kind of a mentor. He said, you go to a game recruiting, and you high school players watching us, listen closely. If you see a guy hit a ball to shortstop and he doesn't run hard, go home. I said, well, coach, what if he's an elite player? Go home. It tells you what's inside of a guy when he can't hustle for 2 hours on the baseball field.
Right center, Stewart has got it. But a couple more runs for Auburn, including a solo shot from Chase Freilich. And it was a skyscraper. Auburn in control as we get to the late innings. Chase Freilich back into the crouch after that deep blast to right field. We go to the 7th inning. Jackson Sanders continues to work for Auburn. Came on in the 6th and worked a 1-2-3 half. Micah New takes down an in ball 1. And Mark, it kind of feels like everything has gone to plan for Auburn. They got the 5 innings from Petrovic. Seems like they timed the change of Sanders coming in at the right time. And most importantly, they've gotten several insurance runs these last couple of innings.
Yeah, and if Sanders doesn't have any problems, he finishes this game. He's out there. He's a starter. He can go 110 pitches because he's built it up. So he can just stay out there and keep pitching as long as he doesn't do that and give too many base runners up.
That is just the 2nd base runner for Arkansas since the 2nd inning. Both have been hit batsmen, and both have led off the inning. That was back in the 5th, but it was a double play ball that erased Kahio Aloy.
While I'm looking across here at the Auburn campus, and I can see it. I can see that wet stuff falling from the sky. It's not a real big cloud. Maybe we'll be okay. But here's Robinette. He's trying to get it going. He'll have a tough matchup here because Sanders is going to throw that slider left on left and the fastball going to the outer half, glove side. It'll be tough to keep up with him. There's your breaking ball to get ahead.
Through the front door, strike 1.
And it's a 2-pitch guy. This guy is a starter, legitimate starter in the SEC. He's got 2 pitches. There's not much of a change-up feel. His mechanics, I think, dictate that. But he's really, really good with fastball to both sides of the plate and the slider.
Can you tell me about his arm action?
Yeah, he's a lower slot. And what causes a lower slot is the front side's real quick. really, it's surprising he's as accurate as he is, because if you watch that glove side, I don't want to use the word snatch, but it's just quick, and it causes the arm to drop a little bit. It's a lower arm slot, much like we saw from Marciano. And he just commands it. It's really impressive he can command as well as he can, because he is quick with the upper body. Does fly a little bit, but here comes the rain, but he makes pitches.
So rain beginning to fall here. There's a lot of fans here at Plainsman Park. Head for cover.
It's really, from our perspective, it's kind of funny to watch. It's like a mass exodus. Like, all right, something smells bad. Let's get out of here.
And Zach Stewart comes up empty, 0-1.
You know, one thing you would think is, as quickly as Sanders opens that front side, you would think that left-handed hitters see it well, but they don't. I'm sure we have his split somewhere versus lefties and righties. It's really, really good, whatever it is.
So we don't expect this to be a long shower necessarily, Mark, but the question is how heavy is it going to get, and can we continue to play through it?
Well, the best news is so far there's no lightning. We don't need that thing around.
Yeah, that makes the decision very easy.
Yes, it does.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And it's not really fun and easy to pitch out there. Everett Tieford reminding Jackson Sanders to stop. He was kind of quick, come and set. They don't want him to balk. But it's not. Baseball is the one game. I think it's kind of fun for football guys on a Friday night. It's not fun for baseball guys. Stand out there and get wet.
And as you can see, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I think the mindset would be potentially, if they can get through this inning, we might see the tarps come out. Maybe not. I don't think it's a real big shower, but it is raining pretty hard. You don't want the field to get slick. That's the one thing they don't want.
Or the baseball, for that matter. So that goes behind Stewart, and now the throw is into center field. Good job of backing up the play by Carter. And you wonder.
No doubt.
Yep, with that sequence, we're going to hit a rain delay.
Yeah, ball slipped out of Chase Frelick's hands, so yeah, that's it. You see the grounds crew going to do their great work here. Not what anybody wants, but this game's got to be played. Both teams got to try to win it, so you got to get the field covered up.
So we enter rain delay at 4:15 here in Auburn, Alabama.
And again, the good thing is there's no lightning, because when it's lightning, we got to sit 30 minutes every time it hits. Right now, we just have rain. So we can get back to play as soon as they think it's clear.
This does make things a little interesting as well for Auburn on the pitching side, with Jackson Sanders built up as a starter, 22 pitches, still 8 more outs to get for Auburn with an 8-3 lead.
Well, and somewhere in that dugout, Everett Tieford just started the stopwatch, and there is a time that he and Coach Thompson will have in their head on how long Jackson Sanders can sit before you take him out. He's only thrown the 1 inning. So by no means is the pitch count high, but just don't want to put him at risk at all.
I think Alex Petrovic thought he was done for the day. He worked 5 innings. Now he's pulling the tarp.
Go get him, big boy. All hands on deck.
So they've got it down now. And we will see again. It's expected to get heavy, but not last all that long. And so we'll see how things unfold as we move forward. So we'll step aside. Auburn with an 8-3 lead, a rain delay, the top of the 7th at Plainsman Park. The rain delay was brief. We paused at 4:15, and Jackson Sanders facing Zach Stewart. And we are back underway at 4:31 with a strikeout. So 2 down here in the top of the 7th after a 16-minute rain delay. That might be a record for shortest rain delay.
I agree with you. In all the years I've been watching this thing, just a long inning for Jackson Sanders. No runs were scored for Auburn, but it's a long inning, so no need to warm back up and have a delay there. Just get going. Let's play.
So now Kohio Aloy with New aboard at second after the wild pitch. That was the final play before the rain delay. And a first pitch strike on Aloy.
The mental endurance of Jackson Sanders to not start, come in later in the game, not what he's used to, and then sit for a rain delay, come right back out and throw 2 pitches for strikes. Good off-speed pitch there. That's development. That is the coaching staff, Coach Tiefert, Coach Foxhall, taking these guys and developing their minds as much as their bodies and their arms.
Aloy 0 for 1 today with an RBI ground out and was hit by a pitch. Sanders has faced 6 hitters so far. He struck out 4 of them.
And it's just nasty. That was a backdoor slider. I think he'll throw it again right here. Watch this thing cut down and in on Aloy's back foot with 2 strikes. There it is. A good one and a really good take. We have seen some good takes on some tough pitches with 2 strikes from Arkansas the last 2 days.
You mentioned the Hawaii pipeline for Arkansas. Kohio, also from Hawaii. His brother, of course, won the Golden Spikes Award as a Razorback last year. Vahiva.
It's the real deal. Great player.
And that leaks between the legs of Fralix. That'll move New up to third. And a full count now on Aloy. If you joined us late, Arkansas put up 3 runs in the 2nd inning. They loaded the bases with nobody out and got a clutch 2-out, 2-run single from Christian Turner out of the 9-hole. Turner is on deck now. So Arkansas led 3-0. The Tigers tied it up in the bottom of the 2nd. Big double from Brandon McCrane, and they've tacked on runs here and there ever since. Three-two. Strike 3 called.
Slider, backdoor, just nasty.
Rain delay, no problem for Jackson Sanders. He continues to pinpoint his spots as he's worked 2 scoreless innings of relief. And as we stretch here on the Plains, Auburn with a 5-run lead. Auburn's offense has put up 8 runs today. Brandon McCrane with some big swings this afternoon for the Tigers as they erased a 3-0 deficit and have now taken an 8-3 lead. And that right there was the swing that gave Auburn the lead. Over the head of New, scoring Fralick. RBI double from Ethan Bingaman, and Auburn has not trailed since. Then here in the 5th, Bub Terrell with solo homer. Chase Fralick says, yeah, we'll put a little more air underneath.
Take that,
mine.
Bub.
Yeah, exactly.
My turn to smile.
Top spin for Bub and back spin for Fralick.
And a lot of cheering for Bristol Carter. Wiley, we just finished the 7th inning stretch. You ready for some more trivia?
Hit me.
So we had the bullpen. We had the rubber game of the series. We're playing it right now. The 7th inning stretch, a little more interesting than those two. The earliest known reference was 1869. And the deal was you sat on aluminum bleachers with splinters. Wooden bleachers with splinters in those days, and they didn't feel too good. So every inning, the fans would stand. We'll watch this pitch, and I'll give you the last piece of it. Kind of interesting. Got a new pitcher, Gibbler. He pitched on Thursday night. Their top reliever, top numbers. So this one point here. William Howard Taft, President of the United States, 1910, went to a ball game. And in the 7th inning, he stood up the stretch. Everybody thought he was leaving, so everybody stood up, and the 7th inning stretch began. There you go. Useless information for you, just in case. Goodness.
I think my biggest takeaway from that story, Mark, is that when you think about aluminum splinters, wooden splinters don't sound nearly as bad.
Not too bad. Let's talk about Cole Gibbler. How about that reliever? Another lefty out of the Arkansas bullpen. This is about the 5th lefty we've seen. They specialize in recruiting left-handed pitchers, and Gibbler's a lefty. He's a high school guy who came to Arkansas, now a sophomore. Good numbers, really good numbers so far in the Razorbacks out of the bullpen.
And Bub Terrell sends this one high in the air down the left field line. And for Gibbler, it's an ERA of 2.77. It's worth noting it rose by a full run his last time out on Thursday night, giving up 4 runs in a third of an inning, 3 earned. Part of that 7-run 5th.
Yeah, the big inning for Auburn, which they had not had one in a while, and they had one Thursday night to get that win. High arm slot over the top, sitting about 91. Looking ahead, Wiley, Arkansas's got to come back to the state of Alabama next week. They play the Crimson Tide, so it will not get any easier for them. Auburn, maybe a little easier just to be at home with Kentucky, who's ranked 24. So doesn't get any easier for anybody in this league week to week.
Hard hit grounder out to second. Souza handles the worm burner, 1 away here in the 7th. And now the man of the day, Brandon McCrane, coming up.
Really is. 3 hits, a couple big RBIs. Played a really good, we haven't called his name defensively in a negative way all weekend. I don't know that he's made an error. Didn't make one yesterday, and there's no errors in the game today. We've had 2 errors from these 2 teams in now 16 innings.
Yeah, both teams have combined to make 2 errors each this whole series.
Amazing. Both came in fielding over 975. Texas will go to Texas A&M next week. Big series in the Longhorn State. You got Gig'em and you got Hook'em. And we had Texas here a couple weeks ago, and Coach Schlossnagle said Gig'em at the end of our, and he was at Texas, and he was singing Hook'em 2 years ago, and I thought, boy, hope he didn't mess that one up. Florida's playing great. They'll go maybe to the hottest team in the league, Athens, next week, play the Georgia Bulldogs. So it's just fun. That's all you can say about watching the SEC season. It's just a lot of fun.
Fun to watch and challenging to coach him.
Yeah, if you're coaching, I don't know if fun is the word you would use.
Good fastball there at 91.
I heard it said about coaching in this league, when you lose, you want to go jump off a building. And when you win, you're just glad you didn't lose.
Yeah.
On to the next game. Jeez. It's terrible. I can vouch for it. That guy's been through a lot of them.
Peppered out to short. Kojal in time.
Another solid shortstop. We talked about Brandon McCrane, but that guy hasn't made an error. Camden Kojal's been lights out there, catching everything. He's made probably more plays than McCrane has, more opportunities, and made every one of them. Arkansas is going to have to find their bats. They're going to have to find their bats. They're going to have to find another starting pitcher that can step up for them. There's obviously some really good pieces on Friday and Saturday night. There's some good bullpen arms. But somebody other than the catcher and the first baseman going to have to do a little more offensively for them the last 2 innings here and down the road in the weekends ahead.
I think for Arkansas, if there was any talk of shuffling the rotation this week, it was, quickly set aside because of the short week going from a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But there'll be an opportunity to make some changes. That's indeed what Dave Van Horn wants to do with traditional Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week in Tuscaloosa. 0-2 on Clay. And he's on top of this one. High hopper, Kojol. And it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th for Cole Gibbler. Auburn still with a 5-run lead. We go to the 8th. Brandon McCray of the Tigers, 6 outs away from a series win. A look at our game summary. Colin Fisher gives up 5 in less than 3 innings. And Arkansas still without a hit since they scored 3 in the 2nd inning. And Fralick and Terrell with a couple of solo homers. But again, Brandon McCray, he's really been the story, along with Alex Petrovic, who went 5 innings, and then Jackson Sanders, who's worked 2 scoreless innings of relief. And he continues on here in the 8th.
It's been a solid day for Auburn. They've had great at-bats. They weren't having them for 5 games, lost 5 in a row. Now all of a sudden they are having them. They've always pitched. Pitching was not a problem. And that was kind of my rant, I guess, this week after seeing them get swept by Alabama is, hey, they're pitching really well. They'll be just fine, and they are.
After scoring just 4 runs last weekend at Alabama, Auburn has put up 20 in this 3-game series.
This guy, Jackson Sanders, is just pounding the strike zone, just pounding it with both pitches. Auburn's high in the country, Wiley. They were #1 for a while in strike percentage thrown, like 67. There you see the numbers nationally. We showed you this earlier. That's not the SEC. This is the nation. #1, strikeouts to walks, right? But it's the strike percentage. I think all the way back to Youngstown State, the opening series, it was 74% strikes in 3 games. That's like video game stuff.
I know it's not exactly strike percentage, but strikeout to walk's pretty good proxy for that. They do lead the nation in that category.
Auburn was dead last in the conference 2 years ago in most walks and ERA. They just go hand in hand.
And Christian Turner down on strikes. And how about Jackson Sanders? He has struck out 4 in a row in 6 of the 8 men he's faced.
Here's a slider. It's hard to deal with left on left. So the Auburn plan was to bring him in exactly like they did and know he was going to face a steady diet of lefties and make it real hard. The disappointing thing for me up here watching the Dave Van Horn team, Wiley, is they look flat. They look a little defeated right now. The at-bats are not competitive. 3-4 pitches, see you later. It's not the normal mindset that you see. And I know he's chewing his cud over there because he's not happy. He sees it better than I do, but this is not what you see out of them normally. It's just a fight you tooth and nail mindset, and I don't see that. And I haven't really seen it despite the win yesterday. They just don't have it. The at-bats are, the term is non-competitive, and Auburn's pitching staff is good, but the whole league is good, and Arkansas knows that. They're prepared for that. So that's probably where he'll go to work, and I'm not speaking for him. He's a lot more advanced than me, but I think that's what he may see more than any is the body language and the non-competitiveness. Base hit there by Susan.
First base hit for Arkansas since the second inning. Comes with 2 strikes, and that extends the inning for Ryder Helfrich.
While it's been too easy for Auburn. It's been too easy for the Auburn pitching staff, and Arkansas has never made it easy on the pitching staff. I don't know how vaunted the pitching staff is. It's never been easy to face these guys in weekend series.
Yeah, one area where Arkansas has been not their normal selves, I suppose, if you're going to really examine some of the numbers on the season. That on-base percentage, bottom 3 in the conference entering play today. They've still slugged at a high level. Maybe not quite at the level they expect, but still above average in the league. But it's been the on-base percentage that has lagged behind.
Well, and they have traditionally struck out as an offense, but they've hit bombs, and they're not hitting them. Helfrich had 2, and there's been none since then. Yesterday, and I don't think hitting on Thursday. So 2 home runs on the weekend. Look at that play, Eric Guevara. Good decision, get the out.
Yep, across the diamond, 2 down.
That's just fun, man. If you love defense, it's that short hop. I probably made too much of a point of it. Watch him come get it first of all. And then the backhand, and then the decision right there. He cuts it off, makes his decision, and then a good strong throw.
No accident. He was on the All-SEC defensive team last year. He'll probably be there again.
No doubt. Is there a better third baseman? There's a lot of good ones.
And now Camden Kojal 0 for 3 today. Takes a first pitch strike.
Can't even begin to think about the millions of ground balls, both from the Arkansas staff and Auburn staff, with a fungo, not a machine. Live fungos over and over and over since August to achieve the defense we've seen by both of these teams.
And quickly 0-2.
Said that a few times. Golly.
Better than 67% strikes from Jackson Sanders so far today.
Just beautiful. If you're the Auburn team, it's just what you need. It's just shut down, lock down, give no momentum back to the other side.
0-2. Got him. The 11th strikeout of the day for Auburn pitching. Another 0 on the board for Jackson Sanders. And the Auburn Tigers 3 outs away from their first series win over Arkansas since 2017. The Auburn Tigers feel like they have 4 starters that they can really trust, and, well, they've used all 4 in these 3 games.
Yeah, and the good thing is you don't have to get Jackson Sanders a bullpen today because you didn't want him to miss a week at all. And the way that Petrovic was throwing, they could have left him out there. But the good thing is everybody's back on track for next weekend, whatever Auburn chooses to do with their rotation. They'll play Jacksonville State on Tuesday, which was ranked 25th in the country. A really, really good Jacksonville State team. But they are set in terms of the work everybody needed to get going again next weekend. See right there what's riding here. 3rd SEC win of the series for Arkansas if they can come back. And for Auburn, it's their 2nd. Beat Missouri to start things out.
And Ballou drops down a bunt, third base side, and on the money from Cole Gibbler. I think Ballou trying to take advantage of Robinette playing deep. Unfortunately, he didn't get it far enough past the mound if you're Cade Ballou.
Trying to play fair or foul with the foul line. It's called a 60-40. 60% foul, 40% fair, or maybe the other way around. He didn't do it. He went right back to the pitcher. But with the weather looming, Wiley quick outs are a premium if you're Auburn and Arkansas. They want to hit.
Carter shows bunt. He pulls it back, strike one from Gibbler.
Watching him, Bristol Carter now over the 26 or 7 games, I think Gabe Gross has given him full green light. Do what you want to do. If you want to drop a bunt, swing the bat, I think he's got the green light to play his game. I don't know the other coaching staffs obviously as well, Wiley, but I know this Coach Thompson's staff, they give the players freedom. This is the players show. They don't call a lot of pitches. I think they trust you offensively, let you run the game a little bit. They don't get in the way and try to control everything.
I think you talked to a lot of people in that Auburn dugout. Last night's game, I think one of the takeaways was, probably wasn't the pitch that they would have chosen to throw to Ryder Helfrich, and you hate to learn a lesson, especially in a conference game, but at the same time, that's a growth experience for the players.
Yeah, it sure is. And, I didn't mind it at the time. I thought it was a good call because the slider was before that, but again, you got to give Helfrich credit. He hit it out at 95. That's not easy to do.
(3-1) is skied in the air. Shallow left, Turner coming in, but it's going to be Kojal, who's then called off by the freshman Turner, and the play is made.
There's some leadership there by Turner to be a freshman, and that's his ball, no doubt about it. Even though Kojal was camped under it, he's coming in, got a better look. It's a good play.
But going back to that at bat last night with Ryder Helfrich, I think in a vacuum, I think that pitch sequence makes a lot of sense. I think in the concept of the score and the game and the lineup, that might be where, let's just see if he chases, and if not, you walk him and move on to the next guy.
And with Jet Johnson having the best slider on the team. And he just threw a beautiful one before. So,
But in some ways, it felt like Ryder Helfrich just wasn't going to let Arkansas lose that game last night.
No.
He's been a lot of fun to watch.
He sure has. Behind the plate, leadership. This is a guy for Auburn. We mentioned it his last at bats, Chris Rembert. This is a guy, they need to get him going a little bit. I wouldn't say he's been hot. Steady. He's hitting 326 now coming in. And so can't argue with that. But there's a lot more in there, and I think that it'll come out. But as of yet, just hadn't been that All-American from last year yet. Good way to
Clubs
start.
one high, deep, left center field, and it'll one-hop off the wall. Deepest part of the ballpark, and Chris Ambert drops a sledgehammer.
I'll get a text tomorrow from him. Hey, Foles, thanks, man. Appreciate you saying not having my All-American year. This ball was smoked. Maybe got a changeup up. And boy, you see why he's ranked the top second baseman in all of college baseball in the draft.
That extends the inning here for Chase Fralick. Holbert his last at bat. Auburn has put up 20 runs in this series over 3 games, after putting up just 4 against Alabama last week. And so with that in mind, Mark, what do you think Auburn has learned about themselves in this series?
Grind it out, hang in there. Hey, they put up 4 because they got shut out on Sunday against Texas and then went to Tuscaloosa. It was 4 runs in 4 games. 1 a game between Texas and Alabama, but they have just, and that was the conversation, I'm sure, in the dugout and the clubhouse. Hey, guys, just keep grinding. Keep grinding. I know this. You'd rather be playing your best baseball in May than you would in March and April, because you're going to hit a wall sooner or later.
And Fralick gives this one a jolt to left, but Turner's there. And that ends the 8th inning. 2-out double from Chris Rembert. Nothing more for Auburn. We go to the 9th. Tigers going to try and secure the series. There's a look at the SEC standings, and again, that includes the 3 final scores today. Georgia 10-2. What a terrific start to their first 4 weekends. Texas a game behind, then a couple games of separation, and look at that logjam between 5-6 and 7-5.
Yeah.
More than half the conference is in that area.
Wiley, every year 2 teams separate, 11 teams bundle, and 3 or 4 teams fall behind. It's the way it is every year. That's what you're going to see again. And Alabama won today, right? So they're 8-4, playing great baseball. Beat Oklahoma 2 out of 3.
High chopper. Sanders has it. Rutenbar retired, 1 away here in the ninth.
Jackson Sanders is using a sharp knife on hot butter right now. He is just filleting right through it with 2 pitches, and I don't know the last time he threw a ball.
That Alabama game, by the way, is bottom of the 8th.
Oh, excuse me.
3-2, so it is
was
not
over.
over
It's
yet.
not over.
Not over yet. In fact, a leadoff walk for the Sooners offensively in the bottom of the 8th.
Sorry, Sooner fans. I doubt there's anybody listening to this game because they're not really Razorback fans, but I thought it was complete. Well, just the difference in 5 and 7 from one of these 2 teams versus 6 and 6 is it's huge. You want to stay as close to 500 as you can. And they both have been swept. Arkansas got swept at home against Florida last week. Auburn was at Alabama. You can't get swept again. You can't. 2 sweeps in the season can be difficult. So both of them have to at least win a game in every series on the way out to try to keep that 15-15 mark.
If you get swept twice, then to get to 500, you got to win 63% of the other games.
You got to work.
That's nearly winning every series outside of those 2.
Yep. That's the crossfire. Lower arm slot coming from first base and crossing across the plate inside the right-handed hitter. It's a terrible angle for the hitter to see the ball well. Look for that back foot slider. See what he does. Backdoor slider. He missed a little bit out away from him.
Auburn with 34 strikeouts as a pitching staff this weekend.
That will not sit well on the ride back to Fayetteville.
Compared to just 4 walks.
Yeah, been doing it all year. It's not a blemish or a lucky weekend. They've been doing it since game 1.
Pitch number 50 for Sanders.
That's the kind of team that makes it to Omaha because pitching is going to carry you when you get into a situation in the regionals where you got a guy throwing as well as your guy is and you win like last night. You win 3-2. We saw 2 dominant performances. That's how you get to Omaha.
Called strike 3, and Arkansas down to its final out.
This is the breaking ball again. Jackson Sanders goes back door. Right there. Starts out. Hitter sees it out. Thinks it's going to be a ball. Breaks back over the plate.
Now Reese Robinette, who's 1 for 3. First pitch swinging and fillets that one foul. Auburn looking for their first series win over Arkansas since 2017.
Amazing.
And those are 2 teams that were in the same division in the West. Oh, 2 on Robinette.
2022, they play each other in Omaha. Here we go. Can Auburn finish this thing out and win the rubber match and a huge series win over a really good baseball team?
Sanders fires. Liner right to short. Brandon McCrane fitting. He catches the final out. 3 hits for the Auburn shortstop, and he comes up with 3 more RBI as Auburn takes 2 of 3 from Arkansas for the first time in nearly a decade. And one more look at this laser right to McCrane.
Well placed, well shifted, a great win for the Auburn Tigers. They feel like they're kind of back on track a little bit. Arkansas's got some soul searching. It won't get any easier. They have talent, they have a good team, but they're going to have to make some moves and find some energy, some body language before they can get back on track in this league.
8 unanswered runs for Auburn as they come from behind, and for the 7th consecutive game, the in an Auburn baseball game, the team that scores first loses. Go figure.
Yeah, yeah. 7 in a row.
So Auburn back to 6-6 in the SEC. They win the series. And that'll do it for us here on this Saturday afternoon. A big thanks to our entire crew, our producer, Alicia Fonseca, our director, Aiden Tugman. For Mark Fuller, I'm Wiley Ballard saying so long and good afternoon from the Plains. Happy you had joined us on this beautiful day of SEC baseball.